a guy that you have been closely associated with all season. You're starting pitcher number 12, Cole Ragans.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know if you know him. He's a left-handed pitcher. He reminds me you a little bit of Cole Hamels, I think, is probably the connection I'd go with. Yeah.
Cole Ragans. All right. Yeah, I don't have him as high as I think maybe some people would have expected. But yes, I do recognize this is a 29% strikeout rate for Ragans, and there is another level for him to hit on top of that. The problem that I have with Ragans is that it's change of focus, which is, I mean, that's not the problem. That's good, but not much else as far as dominance right now. The four seamer can be at times. I watched a ton of him. I watched them more than any other pitcher this year, of course. And there's so many times he felt like he just had to throw a fastball in the zone and guys hit it.
Mhm.
That's because the cutter and the slider took a massive step back from what I saw in August and September last year. That is what made him the unicorn to me. The only pitcher I saw that had at least four, if not five pitches he could throw for strikes with whiffs on top of it. And it blew me away. It's why I was so excited at this velocity with all this entire arsenal doing what he wants around the zone. And there are a lot of games I watched with Ragans where he was struggling to do what he wanted with his arsenal. The cutter specifically, just he could not figure it out the entire year. The slider, sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't. In most games, it was just fastball change, which is good enough in the league to get by. But this is why you had a 114 whip and a 9% walk rate. You still had that strikeout rate, which is good, 186 innings, 11-9 record. I also want to just say it's hard to really establish a guy as a workhorse after 1 year. I want to think that Scooble is that. Reagan's is not as much of one because he's inefficient. He is not someone that went to the eighth inning because he just does not work at bats that way. He picks around the zone. He goes out of it. He doesn't live inside the zone all the time, unlike Scooble does. So because of that, it means that he's going into the 90 pitches in the fifth, sixth inning, rarely the seventh, because of that. And that's another reason for me to say maybe this isn't as good as I want it to be. Still, strikeouts will be there. It should be good ratios. There is a higher risk than the other guys we talked about around here, and then Michael King, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, of the ERA in WHIP being closer to 3.5 and 120 than those other ones that we just mentioned. Still, you're going to get a ton of strikeouts, and I really want to believe that the cutter and slider will come back for Ragans.
Yep. I have him 2 spots lower than you, so this is not like some major shift here. Team context improved as well. Not much else to add on Cole Ragans because you are the Cole Ragans expert, aficionado. And
He's so
so
good when he's on.
he
Oh
is
man, when it works, it's so good. But yeah, 57% strike rate on the slider this year after throwing 71% last year with that pitch. And the cutter took 3 steps back, 3 points down on that one. The ICR also on that cutter was 29% last year. It
mhm.
was 42% in 2024. That's the difference to me. I really hope he can get that back. But man, that was a 27% swing strike rate changeup that just completely saved the day.